Here's just like an off the cuff one. I was not planning to do a video for this, but why not? Disney Plus has a new documentary called Jaws at 50, the definitive inside story, and it's really, really good. Now, probably the average person has not seen a Jaws documentary before, and if this is the one you watch, I'm going to say you're in pretty good shape. This it takes a lot of the principal players involved with Jaws, predominantly Steven Spielberg, and some of the cast, and talks to them about their recollections half a century later about the making of Jaws and what a struggle it was to get that film made and get it into theaters, and what a grand reward they received and continued to receive pretty much once a week for that achievement. So this is produced by National Geographic and Disney Plus. This is streaming on Disney Plus. I know there are other Jaws documentaries. When the Jaws Laserdisc came out, there was this huge, massive documentary about the making of. And back then, I think pretty much all the principals were alive. So they interviewed all those people, production people and cast. And it was really, really good. And I thought when I heard about this Jaws at 50, I'm like, well, what does this tell me that that one didn't? And this one does incorporate parts of that into it. There was also a documentary, I believe it was called The Shark is Working, and it was about the entire, I know there was a sort of a fan-produced documentary, but incredibly well made, that was about the entire Jaws franchise, so Jaws 1 through 4, and its impact. So that's when this one came along, I'm like, do we not have the definitive story of Jaws? Carl Gottlieb wrote, the Jaws log and updated it recently. There's a lot of information. Carl Gottlieb is in this too. There's a lot of information out there, and maybe there is, but this is really good. Like, this uses a ridiculous amount of behind the scenes footage, whether it's like home movie footage or local news footage, interviews with people who are no longer with us, archival interviews, extensive interviews with Spielberg, being way more candid than I've ever heard him be about this film and about the impact of this film on him, and what a traumatizing experience it was. Like, he talks about, I don't want to give anything away that's like a surprise in this, but he talks about how hard it was for him to get beyond the experience of directing Jaws, like even years later, like having serious emotional issues with how hard it was to make this movie. Again, amazing footage, interviews with a lot of interesting people, like some people who were in the film as kids, some people who remember the shooting of the film on Martha's Vineyard. Again, the footage is amazing, and some of it might have been out there before. Quality is damn near perfect on all of it. Seems like a stretch as to why this would be a National Geographic produced thing. They do bring in some actual shark scientists a little bit to talk about the actual behavior of sharks and how this film impacted people's view of sharks. It paused for the positive and for the negative, which was kind of cool, but it didn't seem really National Geographic to me. It felt way more like Disney Plus or Universal or something to commemorate the 50th anniversary of Jaws. Jaws is a film I have a funny relationship with because it is undeniably a great movie. It is a movie that if I want to watch it, if I flip across it on TV, I could sit there at any point and watch it to the end, or watch it for a little while to hang out with those characters in that film. Across the board, just an excellent mega classic. Saying that, that film plays somewhere once a week, and that's that, which is cool. If you want to see Jaws on the big screen, you have a million opportunities. I just always laugh when they re-release it through Fathom Events or something, and they're like, Jaws is back in theaters, and I'm like, you mean since last week when the theater next door showed it, or that other theater, that other station? It is, I wish somebody would create a website that shows and tracks where Jaws is playing at any given time, because it is, and I would love to know how much money, adjusted for inflation up to today, how much money Jaws has made, because that film plays, I swear to God, it plays like at least once a month somewhere around the country. It is really not been off screens for very long. I think it might have had a stretch for a decade or two, and then somewhere 90s onward, Jaws is just one of the go-to films for drive-ins to show when they want to go retro, or theaters to show when they want to go retro, which does not take anything away from how great a film it is. It's just, if you love Jaws, I'm happy that you have that many chances to see it. And this documentary will make you want to watch it again. So on Disney Plus streaming is Jaws at 50, the definitive inside story.